but not as much. The globalists are keeping most of the money actually just papering over the derivatives. They're not even taking it personally. Some of it they are, and that's why they're kind of cheating. It's like in Goodfellas, where they rob the airport and get $10 million and say, don't spend any of this. The cops are watching us, and some of them start to spend it, so the cops figure it out. We are seeing, and the news is reporting that luxury items are the only area really ballooning, and we are almost seeing the beginnings of some hyperinflation because they're trying to not have a bunch of that money actually hit the streets. That's why when they gave the banks trillions of dollars, you notice they wouldn't lend it. And people said, why aren't you doing that? Well, if they did lend it, it would actually start the inflation faster. Do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Alex. This is what I've been saying in my World Affairs Brief for months now, is that there's two actual economies. There's the real economy, then there's the speculative economy. And almost all of this bailout money has gone to the big banks, the big investment houses, and they're churning the money in the speculative market. They're not spending it or investing it into the real economy, except to the extent of about 20%. And that's precisely why, you're exactly right, why a lot of inflation isn't showing up. It's ballooning the speculative economy, and a lot of it's going overseas. A lot of it's in the Forex, the foreign exchange markets. A lot of it's in derivatives and in the hedge funds, and that's why it isn't coming home. Now, let me get to the other point about the dollar, collapsing. The only way that the dollar could collapse, is if we had hyperinflation, which becomes worthless, which I've shown is very, very difficult.
Or if countries all start dumping it.
Or if countries all start dumping it. Remember, though, this sounds easy to say that they can start dumping it, but remember, you can't just dump it. Dumping means trading it in for another currency. There isn't any other currency on the world as big as the dollar that could even absorb that dumping without causing hyperinflation in the other currencies. For example, the euro is about 1/10 the size of the dollar, and so is the pound. For them to replace the dollar, you'd have to inflate their currencies by 10 times, and you can't do that without hyperinflation. You can't have special drawing rights replace the dollar as well, because that would require that the various basket of currencies that you create all agree not to inflate past a certain rate. Like the euro has to agree that all the countries who print euros can't exceed more than 3.5%. Could you trust China, to be transparent? I don't think so. You can't trust the euro. You can't trust the British. Everybody actually trusts the Fed in the sense that they